Welcome to Learn Arabic. مرحبا بكم في تعلم العربية. مرحبا. Before we start, since we need the skills to recognize the different letters in Arabic, here is a quick video on two of the letters that you're going to see in the sentences we're going to describe and talk about today, which are mim and nun. This video is also a part of a longer video available on my channel to teach the Arabic alphabet. ميم ملك قمر نون نور بنك حنان. مرحبا مرة أخرى. Hello again. Today is our 5th lesson in this course to learn Arabic. اليوم الدرس الخامس. The lesson number 5. And today we're going to learn a few useful sentences when talking about what you study. So we're going to learn how to say study and how to make a sentence using that verb. So let's get started. Here, what you see here on the screen is a sentence or a question, which is, what does someone study? So I'll give you a couple of minutes, some time to look at the words, try to. ماذا ماذا, you can write it this way. ما ميم ألف ذال ماذا Let's go back to our questions. So ماذا again. تدرس. Here is how you write this word. تدرس. Okay, so you can start with the ta. Here is the ta, just this shape, and then you put 2 dots on top, and then you write the dal. The dal doesn't connect to the next letter, which is ra, and then you write the last one, which is the sin. تدرس. ماذا تدرس Mona? This is our friend Mona. Mona is a woman, and that's her name. ماذا تدرس Mona? So what does every word mean? So the first word, which is this one here, ماذا, it means what. It's a question word. What? And the other one, تدرس, means study. The verb is conjugated in the present tense with هي, she. And then the third one is Mona, here, her name. So you start with the question word ماذا, and then the verb تدرس, and then the subject Mona, what does Mona study? What does Mona study? We have a similar question underneath, which is ماذا, what, يدرس, study or studies. And who is the subject? It's Nabil. ماذا يدرس نبيل. ماذا يدرس نبيل. Now, these two questions are the one and the same. It's just asking about what Mona studies and what Nabil studies. However, the verb, you can see that the only difference between the two, so the difference is here, تدرس and يدرس. The difference is one letter, تاء and ياء. The تاء in تدرس indicates the feminine form in the present tense, and يدرس indicates the masculine form of the present tense. So تدرس is the conjugation of the verb درسا, to study, with she, هي, the pronoun she, هي. And يدرس is the conjugation of the same verb with the pronoun he or هو. Let's write them here. So تدرس هي, this is she, and يدرس هو, this is he. As you see, هي هاء ياء and هو هاء واو. So let's see how we can answer these two questions, or let's find out ماذا تدرس منى وماذا يدرس نبيل. Okay, so here are the two answers. Take some time to read these two sentences on your own. Okay, so here is Mona, Mona, the verb تدرس, تدرس, 4 letters, تدرس. الطب, الطب, منى تدرس الطب. So let's see how to write the third word, which is الطب. It's actually ألف لام, so this ألف لام here is the definite article, the. And the noun itself is طب, طب, and it's written this way. طاء, باء, طب, طاء. The letter again. So the first letter is طاء, like that, and then باء. You can write it more beautifully if you're using pen and paper, or if you're using any other device where you can use a stylus or something. So طب is medicine. الطب is the medicine. Okay, so try to write the sentence yourself. Now the sentence starts with Mona, who is the subject of the verb. Just remember that Mona is a noun, and this is the verb. Mona تدرس الطب. Mona is the subject, تدرس is the verb, الفعل, and الطب is مفعول به or the object. Mona studies medicine. Mona studies medicine. Now let's see, what about Nabil? What does he study? ماذا يدرس نبيل? This was our question. Now, Nabil يدرس الفلسفة. Again, نبيل يدرس الفلسفة. Nabil studies. Think of the meaning of the third word. Yes, it's philosophy. Nabil studies philosophy. So this word, the third word, is الفلسفة. This is your alif lam. This part here is the alif lam. Here, this part is the alif lam, the, and the word itself, or the noun, is فلسفة. This is fa, and then lam, l, sin. It's the same letter as this one, يدرس, تدرس, and then fa again, f, and then this ta marbuta at the end, it will make the sound of a. So again, الفلسفة. الفلسفة. Let's add some more information about the studies of Mona and Nabil. And now we're going to talk about the languages they use in their studies, or the language they use in their studies. And as usual, I'll give you a moment to look at these sentences and try to read them yourself. Okay, so the first sentence is Mona تدرس. Mona studies. In which language? بالإنجليزية. بالإنجليزية. Again, let's read the sentence. منى تدرس بالإنجليزية. Yes, you may have guessed that this third word means English. In English. بالإنجليزية. So this word may sound or look complicated, but it is not. So let's see it letter by letter. This first letter is B, B, B. And next to it is Alif, B. And this part here that looks like a certain shape, it's Lam Alif. It's written when you write Lam and then Alif. When Alif follows the Lam, they have this shape. Like the Alif stands inside the Lam. And then the Alif has a hamza underneath. So this what it gives us this shape. The next letter is the letter noon. Noon, this one. بالإن, بالإن, بالإن. And the next one is جيم or جيم. جيم, the letter جيم. And the next one is لام, ل, بالإنجل, ل. And the next one is ياء, بالإنجلي. ياء makes the sound of E, بالإنجلي. And then this is زي, Z, sounds like Z, بالإنجلي Z. And then we have the ياء here, بالإنجليزية. This at the end is made by the final تاء مربوطة. So again, let's read this word slowly. بالإنجليزية. بالإنجليزية. In English. So this preposition, we have, this word is actually made up of a preposition, which is this ba, and the noun with alif lam. Noun, this is the alif lam, and then the rest of the word is the noun. So the one I circled in red is the preposition ba, b, in or with, b, just one letter. The preposition is made up of one letter. And then the next alif lam is the definite article. And then the rest of the word is the noun, إنجليزية, English. And as you see, it is feminine, so it indicates the English language. Let's read this sentence again. منى تدرس بالإنجليزية. منى, this is منى. And this one is studies, the verb, present tense, conjugated with the third person singular feminine, منى تدرس. And finally, in English, بالإنجليزية. The next sentence is similar to this one, but here we're going to talk about Nabil. Nabil. This is a proper name, a name of a man. Nabil. Studies يدرس بالإنجليزية. نبيل يدرس بالإنجليزية. Nabil studies in English. So as you see, we have the same object, بالإنجليزية, but the verb is different. As we've seen before, it starts with a ya instead of ta. So again, the verb is يدرس, is the present tense with the third person singular, هو, masculine. This is why it starts with ya instead of ta, as we've seen in the first sentence. Let's read this sentence again. نبيل يدرس بالإنجليزية. Now repeat after me. منى تدرس بالإنجليزية. نبيل يدرس بالإنجليزية. Now read them one more time. Okay, let's combine these two sentences in one sentence, talking about both Mona and Nabil, and saying that they both study in English. So here's what we can do. Mona ونبيل يدرسان بالإنجليزية. Again, منى ونبيل يدرسان بالإنجليزية. Now, I want you to have a look at this sentence and decide which parts of the sentence that you find different from the other two sentences. Yes, so there is a wow here, which means and then the verb is different because now this verb is conjugated with in the dual form with Mona and Nabil, still in the present tense, but in the dual form, not the singular form. And it means they, but they dual, like both of them, two of them. And so we will see that the verb يدرس, it's the same as this one here, Nabil يدرس, but we added alif nun at the end. And this alif nun, remember, it's indicative of the dual form. So يدرسان, يدرسان. Nabil يدرس singular. منى ونبيل يدرسان dual. Okay, so let's have one more look and read all the forms and structures that we learned today. This is our questions. These are our questions. Let's read. ماذا تدرس منى? What does Mona study? ماذا يدرس نبيل؟ What does Nabil study? منى تدرس الطب. Mona studies medicine. نبيل يدرس الفلسفة. Nabil studies philosophy. منى تدرس بالإنجليزية. Mona studies in English. نبيل يدرس بالإنجليزية. Nabil studies in English. منى ونبيل يدرسان بالإنجليزية. Mona and Nabil study in English. So this is all for today's lesson. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you next week. Thank you, and see you next time.